Hi guys and welcome to Bomb Anime. It's your girl,
Ruka.
a big boy Sam here, bringing you another episode of Hot or Not.
Today, suppose a kid from the last dungeon Boonies moved to a starter town is in the hot seat. Let's judge. Creativity. So this is actually like a really cool concept, I think. So we find out that Lloyd is actually from a village where ancient saviors of the world found like basically refuge away from everybody else. Personally, I haven't heard anything like this in the past for like a different anime, so I thought it was really quite creative. And also throughout the anime, we have little snippets of things such as spies, people smuggling monsters into the city, and we have this belt princess who is supposedly like a embarrassment to the rest of the nobles because of her curse. You've got army officials bribing people to actually become part of the army. So now we've got this idea of the army not exactly getting the cream of the crop. They've offered a noble a title straight off the bat just to be a part of it. So we've got a lot of different themes that I'm guessing we're going to see throughout the rest of the anime, and they're dropping little breadcrumbs for us.
I've not heard of this concept before. Normally you get animes like this which are quote unquote video games sort of stuff, RPG-ish. And yeah, sometimes the MC is OP and sometimes the MC is not OP and whatnot. But never ever seen an MC be OP but not know they're OP. Normally you get OP MCs trying to hold themselves back, how not to summon the Demon Lord. How they on purposely hold themselves back because they're not trying to destroy things too tough or get people against them that are stronger than them. This is completely flipped it on its head. That's pretty creative, but then again, it is set in a typical RPG medieval setting, so there's that going against it as well.
Entertainment. Well, this anime is hilarious. I'm not gonna lie, the whole thing has got little funny things scattered throughout. You've got Shoma, who, when we first saw her on the screen, she kept repeating this one line over and over again, and it seemed like she was trying to seem cool, and it wasn't really her at all, but just like little funny moments like that. You've got Alka being mean and playing little tricks. She gave Shoma the curse of constant, tiny misfortunes. You just got loads of little funny elements throughout the whole anime. And again, like you said, Lloyd, he doesn't even know that he's OP. You know, he ran all the way from his town to this one. He basically ran across the entire country in 6 days, and he thinks that that's not even a great feat. And then, you know, Shoma's like, oh, did you see any monsters? And he's like, oh no, I just saw, a couple of insects. And they're these huge monsters that resemble insects. But of course, he doesn't even realize that.
They definitely use situational comedy, i.e. making your MC believe that their situation is actually real while misfortune happens to them. Shout out to my boy Shakespeare, perfecting the craft. But not only that, you've also got the intellectual consistency, where throughout the whole show, you actually believe that Lloyd believes that he ain't basically. He definitely does believe the fact that he is not as strong as he thinks he should be to be warranted the title of military officer. And that plays out throughout. What I would have liked to see more was better interaction between Lloyd and the new characters and their interactions. All I got was between him and Shoma, but he did meet other new characters and that wasn't so entertaining. Most of my entertainment got from him and Shoma coming together.
Character development. I feel like every character that they introduced, they kind of gave it a little, almost like a couple of lines of what we can expect from the character, because they couldn't obviously concentrate too much on each character, which I actually liked, because now I know like what I'm gonna kind of get from each character. Lloyd is so cute. He's so cute. He's actually adorable.
Aww.
He is so cute. And for once, we actually have Alka, which is a lolly who is fully clothed. We don't get any like uncomfortable moments there. And she seems to like Lloyd, which again, I can accept because they look like the same age. Thank you, anime gods, for not making this sick. But then we have Selen, Hermine, truly and absolutely yours. Do we have to do this every time? Do we always have to have the girl like just so head over heels with the dude straight away? I feel like she's going to be reduced to being nothing more than just hanging on Lloyd's.
Whoa. Hanging on his what?
And I just wish that we could have more, because I feel like she's going to be a main character and it'd be really nice to just see more than that. Okay, I know like the harem is gonna probably be here in this anime, but it would just be nice if it was more than that. And then we've got Riho, the one-armed mercenary. I think that her character is actually going to be quite interesting. She doesn't seem to be attracted to Lloyd, so I think that we'll get more authentic characterization from her. She's clearly a criminal. She only thinks about money. That's why she's here. She has this criminal past that she's trying to get rid of, and she wants to make cash. So I like that, and I hope that it sticks that way and she just doesn't become another person that wants Lloyd's.
There's a lot of characters here, and obviously Lloyd is the best shaped one. But a few shout outs to Shoma as well, because you get a good sense of who Shoma is. The interactions between her and Lloyd are actually really cool, really funny, and quite genuine. It went from master student to peers real quick to friends to advisor. Do you get what I mean? Like,
but Lloyd doesn't know that.
Yeah, but Lloyd is completely oblivious to the whole dynamic changes, which is great. And Alka as well is a great addition of comic relief, which is sort of cosmic horror-y, but more cosmic relief, which is great. I like that as well. The bad thing about the character development I can see so far is that in this episode, and yes, I know it's episode 1, everyone seems a bit one-dimensional, including Lloyd. Everyone seems a bit one-dimensional. The only character that seems to have multiple facets to their personality, in my opinion, seems to be Shoma.
World building. So like I've already mentioned, you know, there's the whispers of the spies and people smuggling monsters into the city, and then you've got the tensions with the nobles, and then you have this village where ancient saviors have congregated basically. And I just feel like this is a really good outline to where this world stands. I can understand the kind of things that are going on. So even though the whole tone of the anime is really light-hearted, there are a lot of laughs, you also have this undercurrent just below the surface that we're being introduced to as well. So it's telling us that yes, this is really funny. We've got this light-hearted music, and the animation style is really soft and cartoonish, but there is also something else.
I got the sense of sitting around a campfire telling stories vibe from it. They did a lot of telling me, not too much showing me, but it kind of worked in this situation because of the slapstick nature and because of all of that. However, the world is a similar world to what we've seen before. All of these animes have similar worlds. There's taverns, there's witches, there's stuff like that. It would have been nice to see something sort of different. They used the tropes and they made this story out of it.
Plot execution. So we have the city where all these saviors have gone to congregate. And then we also were told about the guy who is in charge of the military. He didn't know anything about Lloyd. But I found it very strange because a town like this surely can't go under the radar this whole time. Like, there's just no way. Again, there's no real plot so far. We just know that Lloyd wants to join the military and he thinks that he's not powerful, but he really is. And they've also neglected to share his scores. So his scores must be so out there that the military feel the need to protect the answers. So we can sort of see where it's going, but for me, this is not enough of a plot to keep a whole season going. He's already applied for the military episode 1, so we really don't know where this is going. I think that it's probably going to have something more to do with the spies, possible espionage, and the nobles and their inner struggle, but that's really only speculation. I'm not sure if that will actually be a factor, so I really don't know what else to say about the plot execution in this instance.
So for me, the way that they executed the plot was not out of this world. It was quite mundane because, as Rika said, there wasn't really a plot to execute because, oh, I want to be in the military. Oh, I want to be Hokage someday. It felt very like an episode of One Punch Man, you know, the one where they tried to get the scores for becoming a hero. However, we did not see anything that he did in the test. We didn't see him take the test. We didn't see him succeed or fail. All we know is at the end it says, I'm not there, i.e. his scores aren't on the board. So either he did really, really, really well, or he did really, really, really poorly. Either way, it could go correctly in terms of being true to the comedy and the situation that this story has presented to us. And I'm glad that they did that at the end to keep us guessing for us to watch the next episode.
To the verdict! Creativity, hot or not?
Sorry for cutting you off, but it's a hot for me. I'm so sorry. It's definitely a hot. I like the fact that he doesn't even know he's OP. This is going to lead to so many hijinks.
Also, it's a hot for me. Not only is it that he just doesn't know that he is OP, it's because of his environment. Everybody else is stronger than him. He is the worst in his city. He can't do anything that everybody else can. He said he can't even collect firewood. And that leads me to think, what on earth does collecting firewood entail if you can't handle that? Because it's just more than him not knowing that he's overpowered. It's a definite massive hot for me. Entertainment. Like,
I'm entertained, and I know this is going to sound bad, but it's a hot for me, by the way. I'm entertained by the fact that he's so insecure. And yeah, eat me up in the comments for it, but it does bring the story forward along and it makes it very, very entertaining.
I am also extremely entertained. Not only is he insecure, but Shoma's exasperation with trying to explain to him how strong he is and how he brushes her off at every turn. The humor throughout is just so good. I haven't watched an anime where I've just like sort of giggled all the way through, and I feel like that I'm gonna laugh all the way through the season, so I'm really looking forward to that. Character development.
For me, it's a not. And it's a not only because they didn't develop the MC. I could forgive them if they developed Lloyd well enough. They did some really good things, but how can you develop the side character better than you develop the MC?
Character development is a hot. I really liked that they sort of developed all the people we're probably going to be seeing often in this anime. I thought that was a risky choice, but I do think that it paid off. Also, the relationships that they've already started to create. You've got Alka and Shoma, Shoma and Lloyd, Lloyd and Selen, Hermine, truly and absolutely yours. World building.
Okay, so for world building, I was kind of in an army whether it should be a hot or not, but really and truly it came to a hot for me because at the end of the day, it's hit the nail on the head for every RPG game you probably played. When you hit the last boss or you finish the game or whatever, and then you go back to Pallet Town or, you know, the first city and you're like, yo, I'm a boss now. Yeah, that's hot. I like that. I've not seen it. I like it.
This is a hot for me as well. I really appreciated the way that they built the world. I like the undercurrent that I'm guessing we're going to see. I'm really hoping that it's not going to end up like that time I got reincarnated as a villainess.
I forgot about that.
It's not that it wasn't good, it was good, and then I was expecting something and then it... Anyway, we're talking about this. I'm hoping it doesn't turn out like that. I am really enjoying the world building so far.
Guys, just to let you know, Ruka was so annoyed with it that we never put the videos out.
We actually recorded it as well. Plot execution.
Because there was no real plot. Normally I say it's a not, but I have to say it's a hot because of the little twist thing that they did at the end and it brought everything together. It literally wrapped it up like a little bow.
I'm also saying that this one is a hot, and I think that this comes down to just how they've handled different sections. So, you know, I didn't have everything positive to say about every section, but I was heavily positive, but, you know, I did have some critiques. Stop looking at me like that!
Put my face in the video so they know what I'm looking at.
No. Anyway, it's just the way that they've actually handled it. So even though, you know, plot execution is probably the weakest point so far, they still did enough. So there you have it. We have said that it is hot. Big Boy Simon has gone for hot for 4 out of 5 categories, and I have gone for hot for 5 out of 5 categories. We will be back again at a later date to let you know whether our hot or not verdict holds up.
So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and meet us in the comments.